This is high-fidelity hardware that brings serious simulator realism to your home cockpit. In this video, I'll walk you through the Skalarki DESKTOPLine mini overhead panel and how it fits into my new sim setup, bringing Airbus-level immersion right to your desktop. It is now a core part of how I fly, and I'll show you why this might be the most realistic Airbus hardware you can own without building a full cockpit. Skalarki Electronics is known for one thing: realism. They build full Airbus cockpit setups used by professional training centers and hardcore sim builders around the world. You've probably seen their gear at events like Flight Sim Expo or FS Weekend, those massive A320 setups with full panels, side sticks and overheads, and that's Skalarki. But here's the thing, until recently, if you wanted to experience that level of quality, you needed to commit to a full build, which means $10,000s of dollars, dedicated space, permanent wiring, but their DESKTOPLine series changes that completely. Right here is a scaled down, full plug-and-play overhead panel with exact same switches, same materials, same tactile feel, but designed to work on your desk. Now, there have been quite a few mini overheads released on the market recently. Some of them rely on 3D printed parts, and while they may work, they don't quite deliver on realism or long-term durability. This one is far from that. It's fully metal, laser engraved, and built with professional-grade components that match the Skalarki full cockpit rigs. When the box arrived, I knew this wasn't going to feel like another add-on. You get the overhead panel itself, wrapped like it's made out of glass. Inside the box, the panel, a power adapter, and a USB cable. That's it. No external modules, no weird setup. Plug it in, launch the software, and it's ready to go. But before we even get into the mounting, there's one piece that ties this whole experience together: the software that makes it all run smoothly. The Skalarki I/O Profiler 5.1 is the brains behind the mini overhead, bringing the hardware to life and making it work seamlessly with your simulator. Think of it as a control hub that not only connects everything but also keeps it running smoothly. It automatically detects your hardware, shows live connection status, and lets you build or switch between profiles for different aircraft in just a couple of clicks. Built-in tools allows you to test switches, LEDs, and displays instantly, while firmware updates and extension options make sure your setup stays current and customizable. For simmers, it means less time tinkering with settings and more time enjoying a realistic, trouble-free cockpit experience. Now, as for mounting, the panel comes with a VESA mount, so my first instinct was to mount it off to the side. It worked, but it didn't feel right. I was reaching across awkwardly, it broke the immersion. That's when I decided to rebuild everything. Huge thanks to Next Level Racing for sending me their Elite freestanding quad monitor stand. I used it to completely redesign my setup. I downsized my old desk, moved to a smaller standing platform, and made the panel the centerpiece, right where it belongs, just above my eye line, like in a real Airbus. And honestly, even if you're running multiple monitors, this stand works beautifully. It supports the overhead panel and puts everything within reach without cluttering your workspace. To put it to the test, we're going to walk through a full cold and dark setup to takeoff using the Air Canada Fenix A320, starting right at the gate 155 in Toronto Pearson. From initial power on, through pushback, engine start, and departure configuration, this overhead panel supports every step with precision and immersion. This isn't a dummy panel. Every switch and knob has a real function, and you feel that right away as you start your flow. Now, let's wake up this Airbus. First, we start with the batteries. You can actually see the live voltage on display even before switching them on, just like in a real aircraft. Then comes external power. Though in the current version of Fenix A320, the external power switch cannot be triggered via the hardware. You'll need to click it manually with the mouse. This is expected to be patched soon. Internal light switch has 3 positions: test, bright, and dim. Pressing the light test triggers every single annunciator, both in the sim and across any connected hardware. Next, we perform the APU fire test, pressing the button to make sure all related warnings and indicators are working as expected. Once verified, we switch on the APU master, wait about 3 seconds, and then hit the start switch. The APU begins its startup sequence, and once it's available, we flip the APU bleed to supply air for engine start. Then the ADIRS panel, where we rotate each switch to nav. The displays illuminate as they align, just like the real aircraft. Next, we turn on the fuel pumps, left, center, and right, just as you do before starting the engines on a real Airbus. These Cori buttons are made from acrylic, with that satisfying press and release motion. We set seatbelts and no smoking signs on. The emergency exit lights are armed using the mouse, since there's no switch for them on the DESKTOPLine overhead. Now we move into external lighting. We turn on beacon light before pushback and engine start to alert the ground crew that we are ready.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
We begin pushback. With the packs off, we start the engines using the engine start switches on the pedestal. After a successful start, we turn off the APU, set the engine mode selector back to normal, put auto brake to max, and set flaps to position 1. And once we're ready to taxi, we turn on the nose lights to taxi, set the strobes to auto, and switch on the runway turn-off lights. We're now taxiing to runway 33 right. Just before entering the runway, we set the packs to off, switch the nose light to takeoff, turn on the landing lights, and activate the runway turn-off lights. With that, we're fully configured for departure, completing the cold and dark to takeoff flow. This panel genuinely changed how I fly. Its tactile feel and solid construction make every session feel like a proper flight. The Skalarki DESKTOPLine overhead delivers a focused, purposeful experience with precision craftsmanship. You're getting the same components Skalarki puts in the training rigs, compressed into a footprint that fits any desk setup. For serious Airbus simmers, this is a direct gateway to the real-world Airbus experience. If you're building an Airbus sim setup or just starting with a single high-quality piece, this is where I'd begin. Big thanks to Skalarki for sending this unit for us to review, and to Next Level Racing for helping bring this whole setup together. Drop your questions about this overhead or any gear you saw in the video in the comments. You'll also find links in the video description to where to buy this unit, including a special discount code. If you want to see this panel in action during real-time flying, make sure to join one of my live streams. Also, please let me know what you want to see next, and hit that subscribe button for more realism reviews just like this one. And as always, fly smart, fly safe, and keep chasing those horizons.